Hi, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to our Tuesday Talks. I'm Lara Mizrack, and I'm proud to be a member of the award-winning Elaine, Clayman, Justine Brait team at the top real estate firm, Brown Harris Stevens. As we discussed in other videos, we are a team of functional specialists. And today we are talking to our very, very important functional specialist, Stuart Grodzitsky, who takes an accepted offer from a buyer, whether we're representing a buyer or seller, all the way from the accepted offer through to the closing. So Stu, when working with buyers and sellers, I find that many are not aware of how long a typical transaction takes from the time an offer is accepted to when the closing takes place. What is usually the first thing that happens once the accepted offer is put in, and how long does that usually take?
Thank you for that introduction, Lara. So the first thing that happens is that there's a transaction sheet that goes out to the buyer and the seller's attorney, and the seller's attorney will generate a contract. It usually takes 5 to 10 business days to generate a contract, mostly because the buyer's attorney has to do their due diligence, which is reading their financial statements of the building, reading the minutes, which is now under COVID, being sent to attorneys by email. And what really takes the time, Lara, is the questionnaire. So attorneys will want to qualify certain things that they've read in the minutes or see in the financials and ask questions of the managing agent, and that can take some time until it's returned. So all in all, it's about a week to 2 weeks.
How will financing affect the timeline?
The buyer will, once the buyer can start the process to apply for a loan. And then once there's a contract, the loan officer can put the application through. And that generally takes 30 days to get a commitment letter. Sometimes it's 45, but typically it's 30. And then once they have the commitment letter, the buyer will be able to submit a board package, because that's usually always required as part of the board package. So you figure about 30 days from the day the contract is signed.
And how much longer will it take once the managing agent has the board package?
Managing agent will typically review a package within 5 to 7 business days. And assuming the package is complete, they'll forward it to the board, and the board will look at the package usually a week to 2 weeks before they request an interview. Of course, that's unless they have a regularly scheduled meeting where they'll review the package together. But typically, the timeline is two weeks after the managing agent has it. And then they'll request an interview, and assuming the interview went well, the board will notify the managing agent, and I should hear back the next day with their official decision.
And then how much longer to close, particularly in this COVID-19 environment?
Usually they will close within 5 to 7 business days. And we're closing virtually, so where we used to meet in the conference room and sit there for about an hour and a half to 2 hours to close, now the attorneys are wiring money back and forth. There are some delays waiting for wires to clear, so it could take a day to close, but within a week, we'll be, after an interview, if everybody's ready to move quickly, we'll close.
And that was for co-ops. How does the timeline differ for condos?
Well, when you have a condominium, you don't have an interview. So in one sense, you save time. In another sense, the Board of Managers has usually 30 days to issue a waiver, meaning that they're going to accept the transaction. So it takes about the same time. Usually it's 60 to 90 days for transactions, whether it's a condominium or a co-op.
Now, going into the fourth quarter, how will the holiday season affect the timeline?
You know, pre-COVID with holiday season, it was harder to get interviews. People were traveling, and it was, and sometimes boards didn't actually meet the month of December. So it became a little bit more lengthy. But in this COVID environment, without people traveling and people doing Zoom videos for interviews, I don't really think we'll have any delays this year for holiday season.
Thank you so much, Stu.
And thank you.
And if you have any questions or thoughts about the real estate market anywhere in the world, our team's information is in the description below, and we would love to hear from you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.